Recording is started. So hi everyone. First of all, thank you for joining. And I would ask maybe Emerson, do you hear us? Emerson, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Sure.
Okay, Emerson, I would really ask you to make some screenshot and make a tweet about our meeting today.
Sure.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So while Emerson is preparing this screenshot, I will prepare the document that I'm going to share. For now, please go to this document and place your names there. I will send it to the chat. Emerson, are you ready with the screenshot so I can share the screen?
Give me 1 second and setting everything here.
And Emerson, there is a tweet that went out this morning. It goes every single time there is a marketing call. And then if you can retweet with the photo of that one, some microprofilers might gain access to join this call because they have the access code, the access to join, right?
Okay, right.
Okay.
And just a reminder, the host and co-host, just occasionally check the if there's no one waiting in the waiting room.
Yeah,
I
see messages popping up, so just edit Cesar, so I noticed them. Yeah, sure.
Gotcha.
Okay. Please, everyone, we're appearing the picture. So 1, 2, and 3. Done.
Done. It is Monday. We can do this. Go ahead, Tetiana.
Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to share the screen. Okay, just a second. I hope I'm going to share the right screen. Okay, so do you see the agenda right now?
Yes, it's too small, but we see it.
It's already too big. So right now I enlarged the document, so I think that now it's okay. So as far as I understand, John, the process with the Zoom calls is going on, and right now we have already some specific process, or are we waiting for some alternative solutions still?
Well, I mean, based on better understanding Zoom security, I think we have a solution, which Amelia and I kind of rapidly tried out before the call, and it seemed to work. So I think she's going to work with you maybe before the next call and see how that works out.
The next call is not Tetiana. Tetiana will update us on that, but I will enable Tetiana to enable Debbie to be awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
John enables me. I enable Tetiana. Tetiana enables the next Stuart for May. That's what we do.
Yeah, like in the poem for children. So sure, the next week Debbie is going to be the host, but I'm going to help her. So I will be helping her with co-hosting. Okay, then I think that we can more or less close this issue. So if it's more or less covered, then this Git issue can be closed and moved to the closed tickets. Then the next task, compatibility logger, and there were some loggers added from Jelastic team, and there was initial logger that Ryan, if I'm not mistaken, created at the beginning. Also, I've sent a message to the MicroProfile group, and Ryan spread this message through the Twitter. Here you can go to the link. Amelia added this link, so you can also spread it through your channels. We still have time till 30th of April, the deadline when we are waiting for these loggers. So after that, we are going to open the voting process, and we will provide community opportunity to choose which logger they prefer to go with.
Here, allow me to interject that we will, after the 30th, the following week, we will do a review of whatever has been added, right? Like Tommy Tribe will like to adjust some things, like the first things that we submitted, because we have gotten feedback and we need to do that work. But others, we need to review between this call. So example, next week we have the working group marketing call, and I think that call should be used to review whatever is submitted. So like that, we're proactive. And then we need to decide how to do the survey, like not survey, but how to enable the vote. I recommend we do like we do before, but we cannot start the vote without reviewing the designs first and saying, we are okay with this going into a vote, right? That needs to be decided by this group.
So I have a quick.
Yep,
Sorry.
sure.
I have
Go
a quick.
ahead.
I have a quick question. For this submitted logos, do we need to go? Get some sanity check from Eclipse Foundation to see whether they are legal or not?
No, not yet.
The thing is, if we go ahead to vote, etc., we could vote in a logo, but not acceptable by Eclipse Foundation.
So this is how we did it last time for Jakarta EE. We worked with the community in the screen editing. That means next week when we are cleaning stuff, there we see issues with the branding of any logo submitted. Is this not compatible with the Eclipse trademarks? Remember everyone here that the Eclipse Foundation has the general trademarks. Any logo needs to follow those ones first, no matter what. If any design is within that document, then it is okay, right? Then it goes onto styling. And I think Ryan can help on this, because not only did we submit a few of the logos for Jakarta, but those logos also won, right? So then we have done this before, and we're bringing that experience to this group. We can work with the Eclipse Foundation once we have the logos, and once we have voted into the logos, and we don't say that it might not happen. It can happen that something is a problem and then we have to adjust it. That is totally okay, because we have always adjusted. Even the finalized logo gets modified to be high-end. Or Brian, how do you call that? I do not have the vocabulary.
What do you mean? The tweaks to
final designs. That takes a lot of time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a couple rounds with whatever logo people choose. And then there'll be a couple tweaks and a couple adjustments, and then from there it should go through. I don't see shouldn't be much of an issue. Like Amelia said, we already done it with the Eclipse Foundation. Compatibility, I think compatibility and member logo.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was 3 years ago.
So I think it's a process we've been through, and I wouldn't be too stressed about it.
I have one quick question. Are these two logos, Ryan, are these two edited by you? Edit here?
Yeah, those are mine. I just put two versions because I think it's quite good. Also, if this is going to be found on different companies' websites, maybe they want a one color. This is just a random thought I had today. I don't know if we want to set a standard for everyone submitting a logo that, I can make one template that shows all stages of the logo. Like there's a full color, a one color, or a white and black, and a full color, and then that's what every badge should have. I don't know if this would speed up the process.
Ryan,
I think that might be helpful, but at the moment I think more or less like it's clear like the whole vision of the logo, and when we have tuning process, then we can already have all the steps. And the only point is maybe just edit the title in order like maybe add your name or add Tommy Tribe name, just like to figure out afterwards when we're going to have voting some distinction between
No. Tetiana, in this one, let me interject here. We cannot add the vendors, the creators. Clearly this is public and everyone can see it, but when the voting happens, we will use numbers. We will not use names, and we will use numbers and then move forward. We want to have like, even though everything is public, we want the vote to be as unbiased unbiased. So
Well,
then,
yeah, for voting, for sure. For voting, we do not need to show it. Maybe just like to know afterwards, because if everyone is going to add with similar names, we can have troubles afterwards to figure out who is doing what.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Ryan. Let's add Tommy Tribe Tommy Tribe here and the two logos and
the file name, right?
Yes, filing me.
In the file name, yes, only in the file name.
Okay, perfect. And the file name, let's add to the two. And then I think Emily, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'd like to add one thing in there. The reason that I think it might be good from the beginning, I mean, I wouldn't say it's much issue with the ones that are there now, of having from the beginning at least showing a one color, is that sometimes people's designs can't, it might look great in a full color, but it's just not possible to change it to a one color. And if this is something that we feel is useful to have for scalability later on, it might be good to show it from the beginning.
Okay, so Ryan,
But that means I need to adjust the document.
I think that is a great idea. Can you go into the documents and clearly create an example of this? Just add the two links. It needs to be white and blue or whatever, you have to say, because it needs to be added in there. And it's early. We just submitted today the media, and we will continue to retweet that so that we have time. Let me know if you have issues. You have edit access to the document.
I think I do.
Yeah, you do. Everyone pretty much. I changed it. It was modified 11 days ago. So if you have any issues, pull us in, pull Debbie and myself in, and then we will help you or unblock you. Any other questions about compatibility? There is nothing to do aside from saying, Tetiana, thank you so much for submitting the logos. Clearly you have seen there is no review, because we have to be fair with everyone else. We will start the review next week, but it's great format.
Hey, Ryan, I have a question. Which tools do you use for designing the logos? I'm curious. I've never tried it.
I use Illustrator for logos. So it's a vector program. So just a bunch of shapes and lines.
I may as well try sometime.
It's Adobe. It has it's connected with Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, these programs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In terms of format, we are not just we are being open, right? It means people can submit, can use whatever tool they use, and if they submit on SVG, I think that can be interpreted by any other tool, I guess.
Illustrator or Photoshop, we could bring it in, yeah. And if they don't have the tools and it's voted in that the winning logo, and it's done in something that it's not very scalable and they don't have the skill set, I will just redraw it into the proper formats for them to make life a bit easier.
Yeah, we did that for Jakarta and it was fun. Though it took a little bit more time. That is what I was talking about last week. It's fine to do it. We do not know how many more community logos we will get, but we hope that many submit, many, like not only IBM and the other partners, but like people, like individuals. So let's see.
Okay.
Full support.
Let's keep watching. Okay, great. Then the next question, considering block publications approval, there was created a draft instruction, and Amelia already made some edits here. And I today also checked those edits and made some comments. And some of them I approved, some of them I added the comments. So that would be nice if some other microprofilers can join this discussion, review the document and leave the comments. So maybe already during the next call, we can have the final document with that. I'm not sure if we need to go through it now.
No,
I
Tetiana.
think that it's not necessary, because I think that it's important for at least several more people to join in and edit the document and made some comments here. So everyone is welcome. So we are waiting. Yep.
Yeah, I will do a quick review as well. So
Yeah, and one more point that is open here. There was a discussion that it might be good to have a template, issue template with the checklist. So it seems to me that was for Emily, if I'm not mistaken, from the last conversation, who is good in creating such kinds of issue templates.
So good. It's so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So frankly speaking, I'm not aware of what kind of templates these are. So maybe Emily, you can share some insight.
Right. So once the proposal has been approved, we will list the kind of bullet point put in the template. So we just need to get this proposal approved, and then I will create a template.
Okay, so basically at the moment we have 4 points listed as the possible checklist, and I think that they were even more or less approved even during the last call. So maybe this call we can already approve it in order to have this template already in the next call. So the first point was optional. In order to review the Google document that is provided by the author, if the edits are required. So the second point is already a WordPress article review. So when the author already uploaded the article, and this is like final review before publication. Then the next point is to publish the blog article. And the last one is to tweet this article. So basically these are like 4 main steps that are required to be done.
And let me interject here, it's not about tweeting. We tweet announcements, compatibilities, these kind of things, but we don't tend to tweet originally the blogs.
I mean, not the tweet by MicroProfile, but the tweet by the author and adding this tweet to the Git issue. So
yes,
one of the points here at the end of the instruction is the author share the article via Twitter, tagging MicroProfile and adding this to the Git issue.
Yes, yes.
So this is one of the points for the checklist.
Right. We like a MicroProfile does tweet about talks and etc. I'm wondering. I know last week we talked about the author tweeted, but I think maybe the author could also raise the issue and similar to the kind of conference talk and etc. If they prefer MicroProfile to tweet, obviously the message and etc. need to be directed from the author. So what do you think? So it's basically the handle directed copy from the issue on Twitter. Make the author.
The initial plan was to get the tweet from the author, and then already MicroProfile reshare this tweet from the MicroProfile Twitter account.
Yeah, I know that's the kind of original discussion. So I'm. Just afterwards, I thought a different idea.
So once again, we have done this for the last few years, and keeping the bar to entry to help with the Twitter handle is important. And if we continue to add things that the 3 admins that are contributing to MicroProfile Twitter need to do, like review, no tweet goes unreviewed, and it takes not grammarly because it's not quote review, but it takes care, and that can take extra days. I recommend we keep it simple and we retweet. Simple, because we don't want to start adding things that mean that we need to hire a partial service from the Eclipse Foundation. We need to keep the process lean. Anything that is not scalable within the current system or operational system needs to be dropped. If we like something, we need to find either more contributors. If you want to take on that task to be the one to be reviewing those blogs issues and saying, I am Emily and I will help you and you will be in record, so be it. You will have access to the Twitter and you will be able to own this responsibility. I will not help with that because I cannot own extra responsibility on understanding and delaying and being a bottleneck. Tetiana, can you own that work? Because Ryan is a no, he doesn't do content. He doesn't. So Tatiana, will you
So
on that work?
to own what exactly? I'm not.
The work on reviewing the tweets from the content blogger or a video and tweeting it maybe with a design.
I think that this is not the best option to own it for one person. This is better to review the tweet content by the person who is reviewing the article, because if I have no idea what the article is about, that will be strange for me to review the tweet.
Correct.
So the person who is reviewing, that might be like reasonable for this person to review the tweet as well, if we have this tweet uploaded to the Git task beforehand.
Yeah, and you see, I will be very honest, I like when the author chooses to tweet or use Facebook or whatever they want, and then they add at MicroProfile, and then the handle can retweet them because we're working directly with that individual. That shows the project itself is highlighting the individual, not owning that work. When we talk about open source, we talk about enabling others to shine. And we need to be very careful how much we want to own to speak on behalf of others, especially when others are the ones doing the work. I am a -1 on this one.
Well, I think that, yeah, we need to, for the author to have this tweet for sure. And for example, in the future, if we need some extra tweets for MicroProfile accounts, then we can like use the content from this previous tweet of the author and tweet it from the account of MicroProfile in like 1 week or 2 weeks if it's required. But the initial tweet, I think it's more or less okay for the author to make it, because the author understands what he's writing about, what is the main message. So it's easier for this person to make this tweet properly, and then again for MicroProfile just to reshare it at the beginning. I think that we need to cut it here a bit because we can be run out of time. The only question here left is also connected with the label, because we were discussing the opportunity to add some labels to the Git issues for reviewers. So are we still open to adding these labels?
I will add a label now. Is just the label will be just a blog? Is that okay?
No?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was some about for reviewers, even for reviewers to see that they need to review something, like to get some notification.
Okay, that's done. The label is blog.
And
So
Emily,
one thing I thought I'd bring up regarding tweets is, after every call, I tend to tweet out, hey, the recording's available. I do it using my account, mainly because I could never remember what the password is for MicroProfile, but that was early on, right? And so I'd just start tweeting stuff, and I'd add MicroProfile IO. And it's kind of neat because it gets retweeted from MicroProfile IO, but it is recognized that I'm the one that posted it.
you're doing the work. You're doing the work, and it's great.
So from a vanity perspective, it's kind of satisfying, but it's also good because then through that, what I've found is I occasionally get, more people following me, the individual.
Yeah.
So that is kind of neat. From my perspective.
Yeah, this is like extra promotion for the author as well. So this
Actually,
is
that's
nice.
a very good point. Yeah.
And Emerson tweeted the tweet that we need to go and retweet. And every single time someone, like Tatiana, asks someone to retweet a photo, and the handle retweets it, like I'm going to do right now, right? Then that MicroProfiler get noticed. She's doing something, and it matters. And that is something that if we take away, is poor, and it's not what we do as a project. We have not done that before. So Emily, do you understand why we are not going to own this we shouldn't own this kind of action?
I think we can move on now. It seems I'm the minority, so it's just have a different thought.
Emily, we want to promote you. We want to promote you. Don't be shy to tweet about your article. Okay, so let's move on. Connected with the blog publication approval, we also had a ticket about Twitter usage guidelines, but that was created when we didn't have instruction on the blog publication. So considering that we added this point about necessity to tweet about the article to the instruction, and this is connected with the Git issue with blog publication submission, I think that this task can be closed. Are there any objections?
No. I started the Twitter usage draft, Tatiana. And last week I went to the WordPress for SAFT Code of Conduct on using media. And it was written in 2017, like that thing. And I think what we need to do is put that document into a wiki and what was created back then, and then move forward. All the documents need to become a wiki and then marketing and move forward. So don't close it yet. The task,
Well, anyway, I cannot close it. I even don't have the rights for that. So maybe, Amelia, that is something on you here, because you're more aware where the previous wiki is connected with this task.
Yes, we don't have a wiki. What I'm saying is we don't have a wiki. So we will convert it into a wiki. Just leave it open. I will own the task. You can say, add me to the task in the minutes. Amelia will own the task to escalate this to the wiki, and we can close the ticket.
Okay, great. Then let's move further. So the task connected with the Garden State JAG and the article that is contributed there, it's still open. Are there anyone today from Garden State JAG?
I'm actually here, but I'm not sure what edits are required.
There were no SEO meta tags as far as I remember. Let me see what.
Can I add something here? Because SEO is something new that we don't have it even in the minutes. I believe that we can push this and publish it because it has had my review and your review, Tatiana. And then once we update the contributors guidelines to say you must add this, then we can delay it. This is a member that has joined the MicroProfile working group. We want the JAG to write a tweet. So our next follow-up is I said, your blog has been published. Hopefully it can be done today, latest tomorrow. And then we can ask the author, please write a tweet using the MicroProfile handle so that we can retweet. Look at this. Not only can we retweet that, we want them to write a tweet the MicroProfile can push as original content, because we're talking about a member, right? And we need to create, there's a different tasks here. We need to create a design that is a new ticket that says onboarding into a member, like new member of MicroProfile or something like this. I mean, we need to write like the ticket, the minimum requirements for Ryan to create the design, or for you, Tatiana, and your team to create the design, since you are owning, like leading this month. And then that design is going to be a template that is used for every single member that joins the working group. It can be, we will create a template for the tweets, like we do for onboarding interviews. There is a template for everything we push that is constant. And we will help, I will help write that tweet and others can review it, but this needs to be done. And I think Mike, that is the one author for this blog, will be very happy to know that he will be retweeted because it's the JAG will be retweeted. And then the MicroProfile will, with his help, create a template for future members, not only him, to be highlighted. That means their logo will be added into that design. And Ryan, as here, it's not scalable to add logos, but we should. This is a one-off. We will not have 10 members join a month. So can we do this? Or how do you recommend we do this? Because when we have speakers, we add their photos as a template. Can we own this work?
So my internet went down the whole time you were talking before this, so I have no idea what's going on.
So I'm saying, can we own the template? Can we create templates where, say, a new member has joined, and just like we do for the speakers, multiple speakers, we add the logo into the design? How easy is for us to do that? because I know only you can
Oh.
adjust it.
It's all manual. So
Yeah, it's manual, but it's worth it, right? Because we don't have 10 members joining a month. This is something important.
but if we have 5 a month still, that gets quite busy.
But we won't,
So-
because it's just, that would be like, then we need to reconsider.
We could talk about it, but I mean, you want to do a visual and a post for every new member?
Yes, I am asking if that
I
is a-
would say we could do a tweet, but I wouldn't do a visual.
not others thinking.
Not every tweet needs a visual, I would say. Like,
Mhm.
then it's definitely scalable because we can write it up. You know, you link to the person, and this, but you can add their picture, but it's going to be linked to their Twitter anyways. So
What are others thinking? I was just thinking about speakers and how we highlight the individuals.
So you're talking about like new members joining and the publication that we are going to have about new members joining.
Yes, a Twitter,
So-
a tweet.
I would say that this is the case why we need for the author of the article to add the featured image to the article, because this featured image can be used as image for the tweeting and for sharing this.
Mhm.
So automatically, like this can be by default used for that.
You know what we can do for those blogs as a requirement? We can ask the member to create, because every blog needs a header page, a header design, you know, like
Yeah.
we can ask them, we can ask a member to must add their logos into that photo, and that is the photo we tweet. The photo, the design will have to be created by the member, and then we use that one, and in that lowers our work. How about that?
I don't think that will work just because of the scale that picture is always scaled at. It always gets scaled to, say, if you add in a normal picture or a logo, it will scale to like 1400 by 500 and crop. So I don't think it would look good on the top like banner image of to be able to use it, or them to just drop a logo there. It might be easier to drop a logo into like the feature image. At least that like crops a normal way, but that top banner is long and thin and crops strangely whenever you put not that exact format in there.
So then,
So-
Ryan,
Let's have some way out here. So, for example, we don't have really so many members every month adding, and even if we have several members, not all of them are writing blog post and blog articles. So basically, this will be like once in a while, I would say. So
Okay,
maybe when this person can do the image for the Twitter, this person can add this image. If this person doesn't have needed tools or whatsoever for this, he or she should just request in the thread, in the Git issue, please help me to create a nice image for the Twitter. And then you, Ryan, or maybe I can ask our designer to help with that, like whatsoever.
that's a good compromise. What do we think? Ryan,
Yeah.
this would-
Honestly, now that we're talking about it more, if it's just like, since I missed that this person's gonna be writing a blog post too,
Yes.
might
this
as
is
well
only
create a
about
ticket
sharing.
like he's giving a session. Just write a ticket this way. We do a post exactly like that.
Yeah, that's what
and it's done. Yeah, that's fine. It's doable.
Yeah,
We'll
and
just do it
Ryan.
just like a session, like Amelia originally said.
Yeah, and Ryan, the thing is that I said all those things, but you missed it because of the audio. So now, Tatiana, thank you so much for rewinding. And now let's move forward. We will do this.
Yeah, so considering the publication about garden state jugs, so at the moment we can publish it. Yep. Everyone is okay with that. So
Yes.
tomorrow I can push publish and we can publish the article.
And then let's ask the author to tweet, and then we can write a template for the tweet.
Okay, so tomorrow I will hit publish to the article and will send the message to the thread that the article is published. So after that, the author can share it and add the link to the blog, to the Twitter.
Yeah, and something very important here that we have done in the past is that the authors of the blogs, like Atlanta Jug, Vince was asked to send the blog to the community forum. This is really important. No one else but the author or the member should be welcome to send that message. And why? There's a reason for the tweets and why we don't speak. For that blog, we reviewed it, right? And we work on facts. And some members do like that. They do all the work and then we go in and see this is incorrect, let's adjust it. And now it's correct, let's move forward. With Mike, he didn't do it, but the work that he has done, because he's an author, is really fantastic. So there is no need for that. Still, when we say the blog is published, we recommend the author, please send it to the community forum. And usually in the template or the wiki for onboarding that we have under the working group repo, it says in there the example of how the Atlanta Jack did it. It shows the link of their message and how they said, this is why we're here. Even though it has been months, this is important. So can we do this as well as a step? And then that means that in a wiki, we will write for this kind of author as part of the marketing onboarding new members, which is in my lab. We will add a part where it says, this is what you are expected to do, should you be able to do it? And then it will have this kind of information, which is very important.
Well, Amelia, I will interrupt you here a bit, just to cut the time a bit. So when we are going to have a blog submission instruction, this is going to be like what is expected to do for such kind of blog publications as well. So I don't think that we need to have any extra steps here right now.
No,
finalize the document. As soon as we finalize it, I don't think that there will be questions. If there are going to be extra questions, then we will be solving them. So for now, we are going to publish. Guys from Garden State, if you have any nice pictures that can be used for this article, please upload it today, tomorrow, to this thread, so we can use it inside the article again for nicer picture. And also for Twitter, it might be better to use it. So yeah, tomorrow I will get back with the news about that.
They have a photo, and the photo is perfect. It's already uploaded. We can use it in Twitter as well. Okay, perfect. Then let's move forward. So we have one more article in queue. This is article, part 2 article from Manish. So currently it requires a review. So it's open question. So if anyone can help with that, please. The review is completed. The review is completed. It's waiting for Manish. And Manish is not here, but the review, the copy edit review has been completed. It's waiting for him. Okay. Because the last message here, I will take a look at the next week. There is no message here that the review is completed. So maybe who was completing the review, please add the note for everyone to see. Yeah, I think we missed a step there. I think the review was added directly into the document, and the editor is adding Manish there. Okay. So we will be waiting for updates. Yeah, let them work together. Let's move further. We have marketing budget questions. As far as I understand, tomorrow this question again will be raised during the call. There were some information added to the budget presentation, and there are some comments, open comments for that. So basically this is the current state of the budget that we have, with some highlights, how we see it based on the discussions that we had before. And there are several questions opened. So I think that we're going to discuss them together with the Eclipse guys during the next calls. Amelia, anything to add here? I only added the Eclipse Foundation send the replies to the questions, 2 important questions. And I added the question that is added into the presentation, and then the reply. And then this is what we need to discuss tomorrow, because not all the questions have been answered, but we do need to discuss the budget in the community call for a follow-up. Okay. Yeah, so tomorrow we are going to have a discussion around that. So everyone, please take a look at this slide, and also maybe you have any other questions connected with the other slides here, so we can join the discussion.
and add your comments as well. Okay, so if there are any questions to the budget topic, let's move on. We have also the presentation about alliance between MicroProfile and Jakarta. So the presentation is in the process of finalizing. The only part that is still under the question is the slide with differences. And as it was decided, we need a separate call to finalize this and to discuss like what kind of differences we are going to leave. So I'm not sure, I didn't see the invitation for this call, so maybe it's not yet scheduled. So we are waiting for that. And as for the schemes and general diagrams, I think that everything is finalized there. So if there are no objections, we can even close the task connected with that.
I have a question for John. John, you never said in the call with Scott that there will be a call for the, there is no need to have a call for to create the non-technical slide. We agreed during the call that we would create a technical and non-technical, and that task still lies on you and Scott. Do you have any blockages on that? Do you need some help? What's going on?
No, we gotta update that for the next call. So I have to send out a meeting invite for the next CN4J call.
It's already scheduled on Twitter. However, we're talking about, there is a task like Tetiana mentioned that is creating a new slide for the non-technical. So we will divide the non-technical work in a new slide as recommended by Mark Little. And the task, you own the task. And my question to you is, do you need help? Because we don't need an extra call for that.
I don't think so, but it's still going to take, well, we don't need an extra call to create that slide, but we do have a follow-up CN4J call to discuss that and anything else that pops up.
So just tag along for the CN4J call. So it's the next one. I think after this message, we would like to discuss the MicroProfile config and Jakarta config. So it's, I mean, do we just, so John, are you managing the scheduling of the course, or what's the kind of process for that?
Kind of Will and I, one, you know, on the MicroProfile side and the Jakarta side. So, so you're requesting that the topic of config and, sorry, what was the other one?
The MicroProfile config and the Jakarta config. That's the plan. Yeah.
So you want to have that discussed on the CN4J call? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll chat with Will about getting that added to the agenda.
It cannot be, let's proceed with discussion. It cannot be added to next call agenda. We have messaging, and we still have the document that is the Google document that represents the slides. With Will, we decided on the last two calls, the second call or third call, I can't remember what it was, that we will work on that document after we have completed the slides. The steering committee of both working groups will have to vote on the two documents. So
yeah, I think Amelia, sorry, I think we are in agreement. We are discussing the forward course, not like
okay. Just making sure, making sure we don't collide the two tasks.
Yeah. I think we discussed last time already.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, right now, actually, that's a good point. Right now, the meetings are actually the CN4J messaging meetings. I think that's kind of how they're.
That's it.
So we do have to finish that topic first. That's a good point.
Yeah. So one my recommendation is don't bring any new topics. We can continue working on the mailing list, but don't cloud it. Don't cloud it, because then.
Yeah, it's a great idea. It's a great point.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's focus on something initial here. Okay, so let's move on. Then the next question we have opened about the program plan and overview presentations that should be added to the site. And here we have some open questions about how and where and what we should present. In this discussion, I've added some suggestion what should be done, but already like 7 days, no response. So maybe we can discuss it here. The problem is that we need to share the presentations, and right now they're laying in different folders with different rights and whatsoever. But currently these presentations, they're laying in the blog announcement and presentations folder, and it's open for everyone. So I distributed them based on the year. So every year we have release, for example, 4.0. Here we have this presentation and also some blog post about the announcement. So we can add the link to this folder with specific release, or we can add the link to the folder of this specific year with all releases dedicated to this year that were presented here. The only question is, are there any objections to share this specific link on the site? If no, then we can move forward with remaking a bit a part of the MicroProfile site. So this is on this presentation.
Can you show the website? Ryan,
yeah, I'm opening it right now.
Yeah, Ryan, can you go in here? Because we had a problem with 4.0 that the link was not scalable. And then this is where you came out with the ticket after my ticket, and we need to fix that. You are trying to fix that, which is amazing.
So
Well,
basically,
I mean,
right, yeah, now, sorry, Ryan, just to summarize, we have a point MicroProfile presentation. In here, we have the link to the Google presentation 4.0 release. There were like problems with scalability, because we have right now already not only the release presentation, but also program plan presentation that should be shared. And also there was a problem that we need to change this link every time when we have a new release. So basically we can add the link to the Google Drive, but not to the Google presentation. Sorry, right now Edward Brett is waiting in the waiting room. Should we admit it?
Of course, always, everyone.
If it's the real Ed Brott.
And yeah.
Okay, just in case, who
Just be
knows?
ready.
With
Don't
my
freak
luck.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the real Ed Brott.
Tatiana, there is when we meet, I will show you there is a security thing, and then how to unblock and whatever things like that.
Okay.
Don't even worry about it. So yes, go ahead,
Okay,
Tatiana.
so yeah, so basically the question right now is if we can change this block to such kind of content. So we can change a bit the content here, and we can have like two points: MicroProfile overview presentation and MicroProfile program plan presentation mentioned here. Instead of this button, nice button, there will be like 2 points with the links to 2 folders. And one folder is going to be to the overview presentation, and 1 point to program plan presentation. Overview presentation is connected with the releases. So overview will go, for example, here, 2020 release, or like for this year already when we have a new presentation, this will be like 2021 release folder. And for the program plan, we're going to have a separate folder where we have program plans in 3 languages prepared.
So I've got a thought here, and it gets back to kind of who's the site targeting, right? And if you can go back to the presentations webpage, yeah, that, up to date has been really focused on more the end users, well, end users / maybe vendors, but there's a working group menu drop down that the program plan might be a better place to go, as opposed to kind of, sorry, it's not there though. If you just go to microprofile.io.
She is in MicroProfile. You're talking about the working group page, the new page.
Yeah, the working group page is probably where the program plan should go.
Yeah.
You mean to the main
yeah, what's
page?
throwing me off is the is the WordPress
Not the homepage, but
login.
the
Yeah,
work-
so
Maybe we should point the program plan to the mission block, like the button program plan.
yeah. So Tatiana, there should be two places here. I'm going to extend what John said. We need to add this into the working group page under knowledge, because, and I definitely want you to click that, but here in the mission, we can say MicroProfile working group yearly plan here, because we don't have a call to action. It is always +1 to have it in the main page, because that is what we do. So we need 2 tickets, and I think that is great. However, Ryan, can you go in here, because we need to make sure that you're seeing things that we don't see for scalability.
Sorry?
Scalability. Here, do you see these things? We're talking about release? No. Program plan and budget. We already have it here, right? There.
And now it goes to something strange.
I love the little birds. Mhm.
So right now this is like a bunch of different documents. So for program plan, we have a separate, like with 3 translations. So I think that we need to go to link this one, but not this one with all the materials, because we need for people to have a clear message and clear like understanding, but not like figuring out what link they should open in order to see the program plan.
So my thing is, the documents you clean up are great, and we can add those links into the main page below mission, right? As a call to action, but it needs to be, in my view, it needs to say yearly program, and it needs to say MicroProfile working group yearly programs, right? And
Okay.
right, Ryan, is there any issue with the scalability on this? Tatiana has done the cleanup, and we want to make sure that the link is scalable and no one has to change it for years to come. It's just there, and we can drop stuff
Well,
onto
this
that.
is not going to be for years to come. This will be like annual change. Like every year, once it will be changed.
Right.
Once
So
a year.
I think let me share like my perspective. I think is kind of when you first log on to microprofile.io, I mean the people more interested is what's coming next. So basically, it's kind of less concerned of what happened already, right? So if Titiana, if you go to the top of the instead of in working group in the microprofile.io, as an end user, if you go to the home microprofile.io, so if the developers come to this side, they will come to here. Like they kind of interested in what's coming next. I think a button on the top, like I see, okay, the like upcoming plan. I think that's could be quite nice. And then we have kind of the latest release and etc. For the missions, that's more like our kind of why MicroProfile existed. So basically, it's our tagline. I don't feel like the mission is the right place for it.
So maybe I'm thinking about different things with you. So we have 2 different presentations. One presentation is about the release features and the updates and everything connected with the specific release, like with 4.0.1 or whatever. Maybe even here we can add one more button to get this presentation, like for this overview. And mission is for the program plan, where we have the general mission of the MicroProfile as is.
Yes.
Like what is it?
But
these are
the
like
current
2 different presentations.
Right. But the current mission is about the tagline, is the kind of the what. So what we're trying to do is kind of program plan what's coming next. So maybe we could create a different another layer. Basically, the same like the upcoming plan. So
but do we have this plan?
So basically, is after the after this MicroProfile 4.0, is it possible to add another what is this called, card, another card to say upcoming plan?
Yeah, I understand your point, but I'm not sure if we have this is some kind of like backlog or whatever, like what is in the plans, in the nearest plans. But do we have it? Do we have some kind of maybe internal or whatever presentation or Git issue where there is a list of these planned features, planned changes, planned updates, whatever? What should be linked blog if we are going to add it? As far as I understand, we don't have it right now.
We
so
don't
this,
have it.
This can be problematic.
Yeah, I think a link to the program, approved program plan is a good abstract. You don't really want to give too much details. That's a pretty much a high level thing. If we directly add a link to the top, if you go to the top again, so here is saying now available MicroProfile photo 0. Is if you that's more information on the photo 0. Okay, so if we can add another link in the kind of now available MicroProfile photo 0, can we add another link to say upcoming program plan?
And where should we link it?
So link to the kind of if now it's 2021, we link to 2021 program plan. Next year, we will link to 2022 program plan.
But it will be empty because we don't have it. The issue is that we don't have the content where to link. So basically, we have current plan, like current content, what we have for this release that is already released. We even do not have the presentation for MicroProfile 4.1. So we don't have anything to link. This is the issue. So currently we can link only to what we are at the moment. So we have program plan for 2021, 2021. And we have MicroProfile overview for 4.0.
Tatiana, we're out of time, but can you send a message to the marketing side and say, let's start this discussion, because I think we need to discuss.
Yeah.
We need to
I will make some kind of summary for this with some suggestion, and we'll send a message so we can.
And add the ticket. I missed the tickets completely. 7 days, I missed it. So definitely this is a good conversation. Ryan, you wanted to say something?
Oh no, it's a conversation that needs more discussion. But Tatiana, if you just link me to that, I'll update those links for the presentations for that one section that we've already agreed upon on where the homepage, I believe.
The homepage. I will send you. I will send you the message where it can be updated. So we can discuss further maybe extra changes. But what we can do right now, I will send you already, so we can apply it. Okay, so more or less the main questions were discussed. So the only question may be out of time, but still connected with the Hootsuite account. So we decided that we are going to have one user. So here we are waiting for the email, just to remind. Okay, the rest of the questions I think that we can already discuss during the next call, and I will get in touch with Debbie to discuss the further steps with that. So thank you everyone for joining.
And Tatiana, sorry to bother you here. Next week we have the working group marketing call, and I think we're going to need it depending on what we get for the trademark. That one is outside of the regular marketing. So if we need it, because we're going to need it, I will add the minutes. That is not the responsibility of you and Debbie, but you said that you will be a co-host with Debbie. So thank you so much. That's super important for all of us for scalability and, transitioning. And in that form, I will follow suit to what we do and make sure that there is only one item to discuss. The idea with those calls is to make sure that they don't get to be a +1 to this call. We want to make sure that the weekly calls do not become a standard necessary. right?
Okay.
Or to do the work, right? That we continue to keep the 2 days a month or three calls a month. So FYI on this, because it doesn't mean that you and Debbie need to do that one. That one is a one-off again.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You just like let us all know if we need the next call, so we will be.
Yes, I will. I
we
just
know
want to
that.
make sure that you tell Debbie, because she didn't join again today, and then she doesn't have to freak out and be like, what, every week? No.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, great. Yeah.
Oh,
So
and Tatiana, you have tomorrow, you and Rosam on the marketing update and the community call. Remember this. It's like,
so this will be the update for the last 2 weeks, the closed tasks, or for the whole month?
for the last 2 weeks, because the community
weeks.
call happens every 2 weeks, even though it has
Okay.
not happened for 3 weeks. So you can actually include the entire month, Tatiana, because we haven't
Okay.
had a call the entire month.
Okay, great. Yeah, we
Right.
will have it. Great, thank you. Have a great evening, day. What you
Hey,
have.
Ed.
Hey,
Yeah,
thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Hi.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Bye.
Emily.
Bye.